What's up, everyone? I'm Rick Knight. Welcome back to another video here at the Bad Philosopher. Okay, I have another guest with me. A friend of mine stopped by to, I guess, talk some shit for the show. This is a good friend of mine, Serge Kannon. Let's pop him up on the screen, and there he is, Serge.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
What's going on, Serge? Good to be here. You know, like we're Facebook friends.
Yeah, we're Facebook friends. We have a common friend, my cousin.
Your cousin Betsy, yeah.
That's where we met.
I don't see
it. I you around the neighborhood when we were kids.
Did you? I was probably getting into trouble.
I don't know.
Probably.
Well, everybody used to fuck with me, so I don't. It all fucking blends in.
Yeah, right. Well, I didn't, so like, don't try to come for revenge for me.
No,
I didn't bother you.
Yeah, no,
at all.
I left my knives at home.
Okay, all right, good.
Okay. No, wait, actually, I brought one.
I have one on me, and
oh yeah.
I always do. I carry one all the time. Yes.
Really?
Everywhere I go, I have a knife on me. You have to.
Let me show you mine.
Oh man, what is this? Probably a sword. It's not even a knife.
I carry a knife and a harmonica with me everywhere I go.
And a harmonica. You play the harmonica?
Yeah.
You know, I bought one a couple months ago, and I was trying to teach myself through YouTube how to use it. It is so fucking hard. It is terribly hard. I didn't think it was going to be that hard.
You have any other musical skills?
I have none at all.
No?
I can listen very well.
It helps to have some kind of musical skill.
Yeah, no, I listen very well, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a good listener. I put the headphones on and I just listen.
Oh, let me grab my harmonica.
Oh.
It's right there. You want to get it from me? It's in my pocket, in my jacket. You want me to get it?
I'll grab it for you. Let me click over. Yeah, no, well, let me click to you. Now you talking out, so this way they don't see me getting up and going to get.
Talk about what?
Just talk about something. Tell me how long you've been playing the harmonica.
Well, fuck. You know what? I also started on YouTube probably like 12 years ago. No, it had to be like 15 years ago. Oh, it's not in there? I only have 2 pockets in that jacket. Oh, no, it's in my pocket. It's right here.
I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to be, so we didn't have to like play the harmonica, but you know what? Go ahead and play the harmonica.
You're going to hear this shit, man.
Go ahead. That is pretty dope.
That's all you're gonna hear of that.
That is pretty dope, and I was trying to do that with the one I got. I bought Lee Oscar.
That's what this is.
Lee Oscar in the C note. That's the exact one I bought, and I got it from Sam Ash. It was like $50.
Yeah, $50. You got a good price, man.
And I was trying to learn how to play it, and it's so hard. You know, I always wanted to learn how to play a piano and a guitar, and I tried to learn the guitar, and it was extremely difficult because the whole hand thing, I was like this. I just couldn't do it.
I can't do a guitar.
I couldn't do it.
I tried. I have like 5 guitars at home. I can fiddle around with them. I can't really play. I have a piano too. I play the piano. I like playing the piano. The piano and the harmonica are really like, you know.
I figured you would play like the violin and the accordion because you're Russian, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just being racist. I just wanted to throw.
Nerd, you know, fucking.
No, it's just I wanted to be a little.
I play the accordion.
I wanted to be a little racial.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Well, then you might as well fucking say I play the Jew's harp. Are we allowed to curse?
You're allowed to. Yeah. Well, we're both Jews, so we could be anti-Semitic.
You ever see the Jew's harp? You ever see what's called the Jew's harp? They go.
Yeah.
It's called a jaw harp, but they fucking call it.
Right, the Jew harp. Yeah. The bank sells them.
But you get the what?
The bank.
Sells it. You walk into any Chase with a nose like this, they give you one.
Yeah.
Hey, Shlomi, come here. I'm not Shlomi.
I didn't get the Jew nose. I didn't get the Jew nose or the Jew intelligence.
You don't look like a Jew at all.
I don't know. I just look like a regular ass. I look like Irish.
You didn't get the Jew intelligence?
I look like, apparently, according to every single human being I ever met, I look like Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say. Last video I saw with that guy who brought in a donut. I was gonna bring donuts, but I thought, fuck you.
That's what you don't remember, Willie?
No.
From Starrett, Will. That's I don't want to say his last name. He might not want me to say.
I'm watching that show.
That's Will, Big Will.
I'm watching that show and I'm thinking, holy fuck, this guy looks and talks like Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
You had that Boston accent for like a couple of seconds. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. Well, the New York and the Boston accent is very similar in a lot of ways. That's why I don't make fun of people with the Boston accent too much. Because it's very close. Yeah. It's the whole transatlantic accent, you know. It all came from my understanding, you know, that back in the days when they were here saying, "You'll never get me alive, copper." That's where the transatlantic accent came from, and it was like the bridging between the eastern seaboard states and dealing with business-wise, dealing with people from England.
But
and that's where the language really came from, and that's where we got the New York and
park the car.
The car. The car keys. You say car keys or khakis.
You ever been to Boston?
I've been to Massachusetts quite a few times on judo tournaments, but never.
You never walked the streets of Boston?
I never did. No.
Holy shit! You think New Yorkers are rough? Oh my god.
Yeah, Boston's terrible.
You come
right?
up to someone from Boston, you ask them for directions, they don't even acknowledge you. It's like, is there somebody here? They don't see you. They don't give a fuck, especially with a New York accent.
Oh
They're
yeah,
not
yeah,
even
yeah.
there. They don't even
Oh
see
yeah,
you.
yeah. You wear a Yankee hat there. You'll have like a 90-year-old woman punch you in the face.
People run through red lights unless there are people in the crosswalk. But if you're a New Yorker in the crosswalk, they don't give a fuck about that.
Oh no! I think their laws is you're allowed to kill New Yorkers.
You're allowed to kill, yeah.
Yeah.
You get points removed for every New Yorker you mow down.
yeah. It's like GTA Boston. Oh man, yeah, they hate us. I don't understand the hate. Like I meet people from Boston here in New York City all the time, and I'm like, that's cool. I don't give a fuck.
Is it a sports thing?
It's a sports thing. It's a silly sports thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And meanwhile, if you go to Yankee Stadium, because the surrounding area, you have a lot of Puerto Ricans and Dominicans love the Red Sox. They love the Red Sox because the Red Sox, they hire a lot of Dominican ball players, and they also support Dominican baseball teams in Dominican Republic. So Dominicans love the Red Sox, and you'll always see them walking around in the Bronx by Yankee Stadium with a Boston Red Sox hat on, and no one gives a shit.
Hey, in New York.
No one just don't care. Yeah, you're safe. No one gives a shit.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says. New York is the safest fucking place in the world, man.
You know what? We have a lot of Patriot fans here, and well, nobody gives a shit. So, but Boston, I don't know, man. They just
New
hate
York.
us.
You know, you got a million people from all over the world. You know, you got
Yeah.
You know, who the fuck cares what team you like?
Yeah, I just don't care. I just really couldn't care less.
In New York, we love everybody.
Yeah,
All you
everyone.
fucking Chinese, all you Latinos, whatever the fuck. You come to New York, you're family. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah, we don't give a shit here.
Except the Dominicans.
What's wrong with the Dominicans?
No, I'm fucking. I love them.
They're all right. Their food is delicious. Their women are beautiful.
Dude, talk about beautiful women in New York, man. You can't fucking do that because you walk down the street and they're just everywhere.
Yeah. You get them from all over.
Yep.
From all over the world.
Yeah. Chinatown. Holy fuck, I've been in Chinatown like a couple of times in the past month. You stand on a street corner and just fucking people watch, and there's always something interesting going on down there.
Oh yeah.
Asian girls, very pretty, very pretty.
Yeah.
And I'll bet they're a lot more conservative than American women too.
They are.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, they are.
Okay.
They are. Asians really don't go with that whole social justice warrior nonsense. You don't find. I mean, you find a few of them, just like, but you won't find as many as you find in the other groups.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah. You don't find too many feminized.
They're out there. They're out there.
Feminist Asian girls.
The fat Chinese girls.
Maybe fat any girl. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all feminist.
They have to be.
Yeah, they gotta be.
They have to. It's true though. It's always like the fat hair feminist, blue haired, dykey, witchcraft practitioner. Yeah. That's all like, you're not gonna rape me. Hands off my vagina. It's like, trust me, I'm not gonna rape you. Trust me.
Yeah, pretty much anyone with hair colored in an unnatural color. Like fucking turquoise or yellow.
Yeah.
Fucking feminist.
Arm tattoos.
Yeah.
Tattoos. And if she's holding a sign that says, you're not gonna grab me by the pussy. It's like, you're right, I'm not.
Yeah. Wearing a pussy hat.
Yeah.
Where was that? I think I saw that on your on that the lady. She's wearing a pussy hat. Don't grab me by my. And she's wearing fucking just pasties. Yeah. And on one side, kill babies before they're born. And then she's pointing to the guy with the MAGA hat, saying that hat's offensive.
Yeah. I just got a MAGA hat. It came in the mail.
Yeah,
from Amazon.
I
I ordered two of them. I gave one to my landlord and one for me. So
is your landlord a conservative Republican?
He is. Yes, he is. And he's a Trump supporter. We spoke about Trump when he first started running. I didn't like Trump when he first started running because he was just so completely outside the box of what a presidential candidate would be.
Yeah, he's undefined.
But he definitely is, and he's so rough around the edges. And it's like that's the result. That's what happens when you allow a New Yorker into the party. Like this is what happens.
Yeah. Well, Donald Trump also makes a lot of sense. Because what have we had for the past, I'm not going to say a century because we had JFK. I think JFK was like the last president who really came out and told it like it is, and what happened to him? He was assassinated. You know, then we had politician after politician after. I mean, these are career politicians. You know,
Yeah.
they're not. They're just. You know, they talk and then they get into office and do what's best for them. You know, when Obama was running for president the first time, I wanted him to be the president until about an hour after he was inaugurated. You know, I thought he'd be refreshing. You know, I honestly thought, okay, we're gonna get a black guy in office. You know, he's gonna be inaugurated. Then he's gonna come up to the podium and say, "All right, I got some motherfucking questions for you, motherfuckers." But nope, that's not what he did. He fucking went with the status quo, regular fucking socialist rhetoric from the beginning, that leftist socialist democratic rhetoric just from the beginning, man.
The Democrats, you know, they're the new communists. They really are. The whole progressive movement is straight out of Marxism, postmodernism, intersectionality. It's just this weird you know, strange philosophical and political system that it won't work. It won't work. It hasn't worked. It's going to destroy the nation. He was voted. He is the result of identity politics, 100%.
Yeah.
That's how, you know, inclusion, diversity, and equality, the holy trinity of progressive politics.
Yeah.
Is what got him elected.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. The self-loathing white liberal ran out, and to make themselves feel good, they voted for him to.
I wonder where the hell the Clintons found him.
I don't know. I mean, he was a nobody. He was a junior senator.
Right.
And before that, he was a community organizer or something like that.
Right.
And then before that, he was, well, what the fuck, you know, he worked in Harvard or something. He was, what was he? I think he was a law professor, which, I mean, that's impressive. I'll give him that as a law professor. You can't be a moron. Well, with these professors, I don't know.
I think he was, you know, in the second term, I think he was appointed.
You think so?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he had enough votes in the second term to win the presidency. So, you know, first of all, I think our entire election system is fucked up somewhere. You know, I don't think we've quite pinpointed where it's fucked up, but there are a shitload of votes coming from somewhere where we don't fucking know who, dead people, people who never existed.
Yeah.
You know, it's nuts.
You got people with birth dates that, like, from the 1800s, and they're like,
now what's going on?
And they're voting.
Man.
Yeah, it's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
It really is.
But fuck politics, man.
Oh man, I can't get enough of it.
I know, me too, man. I like talking about it, but it's really depressing. You know, like, you know, Trump's just trying to do his job, and I don't know, man. His State of the Union speech would have like a 72% approval rate, even higher.
Yeah. It was, I think it was NBC, I think, took the poll. Yeah. And they said it was like 72%. It was like 97% Republicans approved of it.
Yeah, okay.
Naturally.
Yeah.
But it scored pretty damn high, even with on the Democratic side. They were like...
So where's the problem?
I don't know. When you think about what he's saying, like, we want a wall to stop illegal immigrants from coming to the country. You know, we want to stop them from bringing in...
Oh, walls don't work.
Yeah.
They worked in China, worked in Germany, worked in Israel. What else didn't it work?
It also works in the border of Jordan and Syria, where apparently last year Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi agreed to fund a wall to stop ISIS from entering Jordan. They agreed to help support the funding of a wall. But not here in America.
Yeah, they would see everything out of their asshole.
Yeah, well, because you can't get votes in Jordan.
Yeah. You can't vote for us. We'll give you a wall.
People with Jordan sneakers can vote here in America, but not people from Jordan.
Watch, they'll find a way to get 1 million Jordanese out here to vote for them.
If they can, right? If they can. A pipeline from Jordan to America.
A wall and a bridge.
Yeah. They're like, we don't want a wall. It's inhumane. You know what's inhumane? You know what's immoral? Human trafficking from Mexico into the U.S. is kind of immoral.
The 8-9-year-old girls who are getting raped on the way here. Yeah, that's kind of immoral.
Yeah, but they don't.
I don't know where the fuck these people are looking. You know, it's like, oh yeah, no, we want. You know what? Okay, fine. If you're already in the United States, all right. Find your way through the system. Become legal and stay. We love you, really, we do. But if you're fucking committing crimes and you're raping people, and if you came here, if you are a mule, You know, seriously. You know, we don't know, and it's gonna keep happening. They're gonna keep coming. You know, I say if you know if you're here and you want to take the legal route to become a citizen, you know, go ahead. You know, if you're a criminal, you probably won't succeed. You know, but the criminals have got to go back. You know, we've got to find a way to get them back. I think ICE is doing a great job.
Well, some want to ban it. They want to abolish ICE. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, we cannot get enough of her. I just did a video. I did a couple videos about her. We cannot get enough of her. She is a gold mine for us. She is great. Like I can build a YouTube channel off of her.
Yeah, right. Just around her.
She is amazing.
Oh yeah, she got that really cheap $100 trillion deal on
yeah
$100 trillion
the New Deal
Deal.
The new Green Deal resolution
The green is the money she's talking about.
She's like, you know, she's like, in 10 years we're gonna move away from fossil fuel. We are going to rebuild and retrofit all homes and businesses and these skyscrapers to have renewable energy. I was a boiler man for many years. Do you know what it takes to heat a skyscraper? An 80-story building? Could you imagine
I wonder
the energy it's going to take? Do you think solar's going to do it?
King's Plaza is not an 80-story building. You ever see the machines on top of that building?
I have.
There's
I have.
A fucking building.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. She is completely lost. And then this new Amazon deal, the deal that just fell through, and she keeps saying, you know, we're going to give them $3 billion. No one is giving them $3 billion. They are going to get they are going to save $3 billion on taxes if they would have brought their second headquarters here. We weren't going to give them $3 billion. They pretty much was going to get a rebate in taxes for $3 billion.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing about the Democrats. They don't know where the fuck the money's coming from.
No, they don't. You
know, they think. I mean, it's true. Yeah, it is just kind of printed and typed into existence. They don't realize you're not going to type $1 trillion into existence. You know, that's literally going to everyone's pocket and taking out half of their net worth.
Right. Well, I guess they can identify anything with money the way they do with gender. Yeah. What's this? A book? Yeah, that's money.
Yeah, this leaf.
I can pay with a book.
This leaf identifies as 100.
Yeah, we could just, whatever. We could just make up whatever,
Yeah, she wants to decommission. Within 10 years, she wants to decommission nuclear plants. You know what it takes to decommission just one? It's like 15 years of cleanup. Is it cleanup? I mean, you got to get all the. I mean, just to shut it off, you can't just shut off a nuclear plant because you got all that radioactive activity there. That all those. I think they're called rods. The radioactive rods. That'll just fucking heat up and explode. That's
the thing that you always see Homer Simpson taking out of the.
Yeah.
You always see him taking it out of it.
Bounces off of something, gets stuck on his back.
Right.
Ends up bringing it home.
That's how she got the idea of turning off nuclear power plants. Was from The Simpsons. I
don't know much about her.
I'm sure.
I know she's an idiot. You know.
Yeah.
And people talking about, oh, this is what a strong woman looks like. Yeah, strong and smart. She might be a strong woman, granted. You know, you don't get where she is by being a weak woman, but God, you sure get where she is by being a complete idiot.
Yeah. This was straight identity politics. She knocked on the doors of people that voted for her based on her race and gender. Being good looking and young helped. She was a 29-year-old bartender. It's amazing that she supposedly has a degree in economics. It's just, I don't even know how that happened. She, from like Boston University, she graduated with like a degree in economics. That can't be true. There's no way it can be true.
Boston U? They sell those at the vending machine at the entrance.
They should be sued. She should be able to sue them for wrongful.
Making me stupid, making me dumber.
Making me dumber. Yeah.
Can you sue a college for making you dumber?
She should be able to. Like,
I'm measure your IQ when you walk into.
I'm suing you for giving me a degree.
from you. Now I'm stuck with this fucking Boston University degree.
Oh my God, I couldn't. I just can't imagine how chart-topping stupid she is. The things that comes out of her mouth. I mean, she said that we need to invent technology that doesn't exist.
She said that?
She said that.
Well, yeah. We always need to invent technology.
Yeah, we need to invent technology that doesn't exist. Like, because I was planning on inventing like old technology, like the rotary phone. I wanted to do the rotary phone over again.
I'm an inventor. You know,
what have you invented?
I invented shit. I invented this thing called the bumper bot.
I remember there was a couple years ago you were telling me you had an idea for something. I stole a joke by you, by the way, when I was a comic.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I ever told you that, but I did.
Care. I'm glad. Tell me what joke it is. I'll use it again too.
The Jay-Z joke.
The Jay-Z joke.
You said a joke about Jay-Z. We were just having a conversation, and I said, "You're not a comic, right?" No. Okay, that's my joke now.
I can't believe I don't know. I'm always.
And I said, "I'm taking that joke. You're never gonna use it."
You remember the joke?
Okay, let me think. It's been years. You said, you used it differently. No, you used it differently, and I switched the names. You said you always wanted to be a famous rock star like Billy Joel, so you can have sex with women who look like Christy Brinkley, but instead
Instead I'm an inventor, I'm fucking women who look like Billy Joel.
right. And I said, oh man, that was great. I switched it because I wanted to be more relevant with today, so I used Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I could write jokes for you. Here, you want to see?
You know, my ego wouldn't let me, but I will steal a joke from a non-comic because that's allowed.
I'm actually thinking of going on stage.
You should,
I'm
because
thinking of taking something on stage.
You should.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Standing in front of a group of people, it's not like sitting in front of a camera and a microphone.
It's not as hard. It's not that hard. It took me years to get the courage to do it, and I finally did it, and I was like, this is nothing.
I think I'd freeze up.
No, it's not that bad. It's easy.
Like when I have a one-on-one conversation with someone, like someone I'm comfortable with, we're both on the floor rolling. I'm a funny guy. I'm not gonna.
You are.
But like I don't think I could do it in front of a group of people, man.
It's a different type of humor because when you're hanging out with people, you have to have the right type of personality, a different type of timing, a different, like the way you deliver the joke, the premise of the joke. It's slightly different than when you're doing it on stage. But the good part about the stage is nothing is unscripted. It's not off the cuff. Like you are going on stage with a loaded gun. You're already preloaded with your jokes. You know what you're gonna say. You know your routine, and you get your timing down. So once you have a solid, like you start off, you're only getting 5 minutes. Once you build a solid 5-minute set, you're gonna take that 5 minute with you everywhere you go, and you're just gonna build on it until it's a 10-minute, 15-minute, 20-minute, and you'll go on and on until you're headlining doing 60 minutes. But it's not really that hard at all.
And you use the same 5 minutes that you started off with, and you just keep adding to that?
Yeah, because it only gets better as you go, because your timing gets better, your delivery gets better. Your punchline gets stronger. You're able to make the necessary adjustments as the more you perform that same material. Okay. So it's not that
stand-up comedy. I think I'd be more comfortable doing stand-up physics.
Maybe you're into science and stuff.
Oh yeah. I have been since I was a kid, man. When I was really young, I was in 8th grade when I figured out, I didn't know what it was called, but I deducted the Hubble sphere just with thought. The question that somebody brought up is, what's the universe expanding into?
Right.
If it's expanding and there's nothing on the other side, what's it expanding into? I figured, well, if it's expanding from within. If we recognize it to expand and that it's growing, that means that there is something within changing, because the size can't change. There just has to become more and more and more within it, so that it seems that it's growing. Because it can't be growing into anything.
Right, there's nothing to grow into.
Right.
I always looked at it as if there was a borderline between space, where the space is expanding, and this is what it's expanding into.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I always thought that, what space is, if you remove all of the material from space, stars, planets, you remove all the atoms, molecules, everything out of space, you're just going to have blackness, right? Because it's the absence of heat and the absence of light.
Right. Yeah.
So if space is expanding, what is it expanding into? It's expanding into a space that used to be the absence of energy and light, and you just have atoms going into that area that they never was. That's how I looked at it. So if you remove, I think they say 4% of the universe is matter, right? It's like we only know about the 4% of the universe, which is the matter. If you remove all matter from the universe, it only makes up like 4%.
Right.
You'll be left with nothing but darkness, blackness.
You're still left with something called dark matter.
With dark matter, dark energy.
Which seems to be more present than matter.
Right,
You know,
right.
I think they're saying I don't know what
23% is dark matter or something like that, and then like 70% or 72% is dark energy.
It's some crazy number like that. Yeah, and so I used to think to myself, well, if the universe is expanding, oh, and I'll tell you what the edges of the universe are. All the black holes are the same one.
Okay.
They're all connected in a way that we can't see, we can't understand it. But let me get back
pretty much, yeah.
Let me get to the Hubble sphere, and I'll get back to you at that. So when I was sitting there, and I remember it clearly. It was Mr. Parker's class in 8th grade. Mr. Parker's math class. You remember Mr. Parker?
I didn't go to Starrett Junior High Schools. I was in Florida at the time.
Oh, okay, all right. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if we're not expanding into anything, that means the space between the spaces has to be expanding. So like me and you are sitting at a certain level, at a certain distance apart from each other right now, okay? But the space between us is expanding. At our distance, we can't really measure how much it's expanding because it seems really little, But as we measure stars and things really far away, we notice that the farther something is, the faster it's traveling away from us.
Right.
So there has to come a point where things that aren't supposed to be traveling away from us seem to be traveling away from us at the speed of light just because of the distance between us.
Right.
So I'm thinking, so that means that wherever we are, there is a circle around us past which no information will ever get to us because it's traveling away from us at the speed of light. So we don't see the planets, we don't see the stars out there, none of the light gets to us because it's traveling away at the speed of light. So that's a circle past which nothing is relevant to us. And like 5-6 years ago, I was reading something and the same concept. I love it when this happens, when you think something and then you realize that somebody else thought of it however many years ago. And it turns out that Hubble had these thoughts, and that sphere is what's called the Hubble sphere, the point past which everything seems to travel away from you at the speed of light. So our observable universe is only within that Hubble sphere.
Right. It's some deep shit.
Yeah.
That is some deep shit.
Yeah, and like the edges of the universe are relevant. Also not relevant, relative. Okay, the edges to my universe are not the same edges to your universe. It's like a cloud. Okay, if you go straight into one direction, if you just keep going straight and you don't change direction at all, eventually you're gonna run into a black hole.
You think so?
Yeah. I think that the universe is just I think that the edges of the universe somehow curl up into these tight little. Don't forget, the edges of the universe have to be infinite.
Right. It's a flat universe. This is according to Lawrence Krauss. I'm sure you know Lawrence Krauss.
No, I don't.
Physicist from Arizona State University. He's under a little controversy with him going on, but that's another story. He's a famous theoretical physicist from Arizona State University. You'll see him like on the sci-fi channels all the time, and History Channel and Discovery Channel, and he's always doing debates and stuff. He used to, because he has a little sex scandal going on with him. But he wrote a book called A Universe from Nothing.
Right.
Or something like that. I have it. It was an interesting book, and he talks about how the universe, it's a flat, open universe. Because they were discussing the shape of the universe. Is it
right?
Is it round? Right. Is it saddle shaped? It was
discovering it's flat.
And it's a flat open system. That's just expanding.
Is that his experiment with the lasers? And they put a couple of lasers.
That experiment was, I think, one laser was in Louisiana and one was in like Seattle, and they were able to detect gravitational waves that in 1915 Einstein said we have gravitational waves but you'll never discover it, and then 100 years later they discovered gravitational waves. That is fucking amazing.
Well, the Wright brothers said that the year the Wright brothers took off, the New York Times printed that we won't have flight for 100 years. We're not going to fly for another 100 years. That year the Wright brothers were in the air.
You know what? I don't credit the Wright brothers. I credit the Jewish bankers that gave them the money to.
Yeah, you would.
The Jewish bank said, "How much you need to fly? I'm gonna give it to you," and they flew.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well,
But no, there was
with Jewish money behind you, you'll do anything.
You can do anything with you got a Jewish bank behind you. You're good to go, man.
Yeah, right.
You can do anything. Like
Yeah.
what doesn't exist, it does now. Like hold my beer. You know what I mean?
There's 12 ounces of gold on Pluto. Let's go.
Yeah,
get
we'll get it. And we can say that we're not anti-Semitic. We can say that.
Total heap.
Oh man.
So back to this. Okay, I think that you know in quantum physics, nothing is ever certain. Like we can
Right, the
find
uncertainty principle.
If
that's what you're getting at, I don't know.
It's not even. I don't think it's the uncertainty principle. Is it the uncertainty? I think the uncertainty principle has something to do with the butterfly flapping its wings in one place of the world and causing effects.
Yeah, it's you cannot measure the location and the speed of an atom or something at the same time. You can only get one. You can't get both.
Yeah, right. How do they measure the speed if they can't measure the location though?
That's just why it's called the uncertainty principle.
Okay.
It's
all right.
Just
well,
you can't figure it out.
Everything is this cloud of probabilities. Okay. So I mean, if I really think that no matter where you are, the edges of the universe are just as far away from you as they are to everyone else.
Right. They said that everywhere is the center of the universe.
Right, everywhere you are. It's the observer. It's about the observer.
Yeah,
and we're proving this.
This is special relativity, I think. Einstein's special relativity.
Have you heard of the double slit experiment?
Yeah. That's what kickstarted quantum physics.
Do you know what that experiment? I'm going to tell your audience what that experiment does and what it says. So they took a laser, and they aimed the laser through something that had two parallel vertical slits through it.
Right.
Okay. And when you do that, the laser, if it's wide enough, will go through the two slits, and it'll act like water because it's waves. It's waves of light.
Right.
Okay. And if there's a wall on the other side of the two slits, you will see an interference pattern as waves interfere with each other. There are peaks and troughs where things are there's more energy, you get a peak. There's less energy, you get like the way waves go.
Right.
They add to each other, they subtract from each other. And then they thought, okay, well, what'll happen if we send only one electron through the slits at a time? It's one electron. It can't interfere with itself. It can't cause an interference pattern. So they started sending one electron through at a time, only to find that the electron is somehow interfering with itself. Okay, so now they're asking, okay, well, how does an electron interfere with itself? If you send one molecule of water through these two slits, you're not going to get a wave at the other end. It's one molecule. It's not going to interfere with itself. So they kept doing this, and they decided, all right, well, now we're gonna measure which slit the electron goes through, the photon. Okay, so they're firing one photon at a time, and when they observe and measure which slit the photon is going through, the wave function collapsed, and the photon started acting like matter.
Right. Yeah, they noticed that under observation, the atoms acted different.
Right.
They behaved differently under close observation.
So you know what that means? That means if you take your phone and you take a photograph, like if I reach my phone around the corner, right, in a room and there's no light, even if there is light, and I snap a photograph, and then I turn the camera around and somehow delete the photograph without ever looking at it, that means the phone never recorded the photograph.
Right, that's some weird shit.
Yeah. Your bathroom with the leaky shit on top.
Oh, you don't even know what I'm going.
That bathroom's not there right now. It's a wave function of probabilities.
Right.
Because there's no observer in there.
And this is a philosophical argument that they have, and I think I debunked it. And the reason why, maybe because I try to be funny and cute all the time, and I'm like, so you're telling me that if I leave my house right now, if I leave here and I'm home alone and I leave, nothing in here exists because I'm not here to observe it. So what happens is when I'm ready to come into the door, the atoms are like, quick, get back together. I'll form a table. It's like the Wonder Twins. I'll form a table and I'll form a camera. He's back.
Yeah, pretty much.
My snake disappears and then I come and all of a sudden they're back and it's a snake again.
Well, no, your snake is an observer.
He's an observer because he's life. Okay. So I argue against that. I just don't think that's how it works because atoms are not a conscious being. right? The reason why we're observers is because we're conscious to observe something. Atoms aren't. So if that's the case, then all of us would have the same objective observation of the universe. So,
but we do.
Right. So therefore, that theory couldn't really exist. It couldn't be real. You understand what I'm saying? Like, all right, you would have to, if you observe something, then it's there.
Right.
And then, but if you don't observe it, it's not there.
Right.
Right.
Right. It's a wave function of probabilities.
Now, if I set a camera to record, but I don't watch the camera, I come back later to watch the camera. Nothing disappeared.
No, nothing did disappear.
The camera itself is not a conscious being. The camera is just a collection of atoms and molecules that make up the property of a camera.
Right.
So, wouldn't we see everything disappear?
Here's the interesting thing. Okay, the next experiment that they did was called the quantum eraser. Okay, here's what this thing did. Okay, they send the photons through the double slit. Okay, they find out which slit they go through. It hits the wall, creates its either a wave function, either the wave pattern, or when it's not showing as a wave pattern, they just show two slits. Because there are two slits. It's like throwing paintballs through the two slits. On the wall, you're only going to get two lines of paint.
Right.
Okay. So what the quantum eraser does is they send the photons through a maze where first it makes one record and then it makes another record. Okay. If somebody observes the record that was made last, okay, if somebody observes it, then somehow the first record that was made shows no interference pattern. Okay, but if they throw out the second record and erase it and delete it, and there's no way anybody will look at it, then they see the interference pattern on the first record. So, what that tells us is that on the quantum level, there is no time. Okay, so your camera, whatever the molecules in your room are doing, know that there will be an observer.
Right, so it's like saying that the atoms are conscious to know that someone is going to watch this video later on.
I don't know about conscious, but there is something.
Because there has to be some kind of thought behind it. There has to be a conscious thought to get back together because someone is going to watch me and I'm a table and I need to be a table.
That thought is a creator.
Right, and this is part of what argument is this in philosophy? I can't remember. It's not the theological argument. Man, you see, this is what happens when you learn something and then you don't think of it.
You smoke your head off.
I don't smoke, so I have no excuse.
You don't smoke weed?
No, I don't. No. I smoke this stupid.
What is that? Nicotine?
Juul. Yeah, I haven't smoked cigarettes. I've quit smoking cigarettes and I've been using this.
Well, it's like this. All right, you're playing a game, right? Let's say you're playing Super Mario Brothers. You're in World 1-1. Okay. That is the part of the game that's being served to you at that time. That's the part of the game you're playing. Does the rest of the game exist? Yeah, it exists in data on the chip that's inside the cartridge, but it's not being served to you at that time.
Right.
So it's all there, and it'll be served to you when you need it, but there's no point in the game serving the whole game to you at one point.
Right.
That's how they're discovering that the universe works. When you make a request to see something, the universe serves you what you're looking to see.
Right,
what you're expecting.
But it'll have to be driven by some active thought.
Yeah, something have to create it.
So it gets into the argument of the existence of a creator of some sort. I don't remember which argument this one was.
Now I don't believe in a God.
Yeah, neither do I.
Okay, but I am 100% shit sure that there's a creator. Okay. And that creator is not all powerful. He's not omnipresent. He doesn't know everything.
Right. So you're more of a deist.
Yeah. There's something out there, but it's not God.
It might be Morgan Freeman.
I hope so.
It wouldn't be a bad deal. It wouldn't be that bad if it turns out
a cool motherfucker like Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it's not that bad. I wouldn't mind it. I walk through the pearly gates, see Morgan Freeman standing there. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Let's go.
That's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm good with it.
Good sense of humor, you know.
Yeah. It doesn't age. He hasn't aged in like 73
I
years.
think he was born at 73 years old.
I think so. He's like Benjamin Button.
Yeah. No, Benjamin Button got younger. This guy he was born with gray hairs and a mustache and a voice like this.
Yeah.
What a voice that guy has, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into voiceover work. I'm trying to mimic him.
But I don't think anybody can touch James Earl Jones. I mean, he was Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right. But he was also, this is CNN, so...
That's true, but in his defense, he was being paid, so he's like, "Fuck it."
And CNN probably wasn't as liberal
as they are today.
Left as they are today.
Oh, they're done. The Clown News Network, the worst, the absolute worst. Right. I love the abuse they're taking under President Trump.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I cannot get enough. It's funny because I absolutely hated Trump when he was running in 2016, and now I love him.
I didn't like him at first too. At first, I thought, this guy's not very presidential. He's gonna make us look bad. But he didn't.
And it turns out that he was right about so many things.
Oh yeah.
There's quite a few things he was wrong about too, but
with as much money as he had, I'm sure he had someone spying on inside the government for him. Come on.
I read an article.
That's not really spying because he's an American. I'm sure he had somebody feeding him information about what's really going on in Washington.
Maybe. I read an article that the Post put out recently that the FBI, members of the FBI, are now coming out and saying that they were wiretapping him and that they did cover up for Hillary Clinton with the email scandals, and that Loretta Lynch, the old Attorney General, she was the director of the Justice Department, I believe. She did help cover up so Clinton doesn't doesn't get into any trouble about the email scandals. Yeah. But it was a whole big thing, and now it's opening up a can of worms. Yeah. And that Trump was right, and that there is no collusion. There's no collusion at all. That it's all bullshit, which we knew already.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Russians wanted Trump as their president. They may have tried to influence the American public, but there's no crime there. They're allowed to do that. Countries have been interfering with public sentiment about their country's leaders since the beginning of fucking time. There's no crime there. I don't know what they did. I wasn't thinking about I'm Russian. I wasn't thinking about what does Putin want me to do?
Yeah, but you know what? We ignore the fact that our own government has been influencing elections in other countries, multiple countries, for a long time now. The Obama administration was in Israel trying to influence the election of the Israeli the Prime Minister of Netanyahu, whatever. The NGOs that Clinton had that was in Russia trying to influence the elections. And there's been others. I mean, all the Arab Springs are all tied to NGOs that Clinton had something to do with.
I got to brush up on that shit.
What happened to the money that was donated to the Clinton Foundation that was supposed to go to humanitarian relief?
They built like 7 houses in Haiti.
In Haiti. Yeah, what happened to all that money? Yep.
It went to 7 houses.
Yep.
Big ass fucking houses.
Oh yeah.
Stables and all fucking around.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so much corruption in our American government. It's not even funny.
Well, I mean, I think that's been the case ever since ever since forever. Don't forget, we're still a very young country.
Yeah, 243 years.
243.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I thought it was like, oh yeah, right. Well, yeah, that was since 1776, right?
Yep.
Holy shit, that is a long time.
Yeah, that's not that long. It's not that long. Morgan Freeman was there for that. He voted for Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure a few of your friends too. Been around for Washington. How old's your mom?
71.
71. Oh, okay, all right.
71, I believe.
Okay, she's about Morgan Freeman's age.
She's up there. She's up there. It's funny because my mom, every time I talk to her, she asks me about the kids. Oh, has kids, and then she's like, oh, you're getting up there. My youngest is 20 years old. So she's like, you're getting up there,
You have kids?
I have 2 kids, yeah.
Holy
shit. 23 and 20. So my mom, she's like, you're getting up there because of my age and the age of my kids. And I'm like, well, the older we get, the older you're getting. You old bag, screw you. Who the hell do you think you are to call me old?
What are your kids, boys?
I have a daughter and a son.
How old's your daughter?
23.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah.
It's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can't even go into it, but fuck, man, that's hard. I can't imagine.
Yeah, she's an adult, and there's nothing I can tell her. She don't even talk to me. She hates me.
Yeah, that seems to be a common thread among modern fathers.
Yeah,
Nobody's daughter speaks to them.
No, they're all mad at us because, some of us
try to keep them on a path towards their own happiness, and they don't understand it.
We're not with this new age of this social justice.
Let's fuck everybody.
Yeah, it's just not into this. Not in this generation. They suck. This iGen generation, they suck. They really do. They're terrible, and we just don't approve of a lot of shit they're doing and saying. And
it's because they're all in competition. It's all about the social media, man.
Yeah,
you know, when it first started, you compare the 15-year-old girls, the way they dress today, and the way they dressed in like 1990. It's a completely different world, man.
Yeah,
like in 1990, the girls at home were in competition with with the girls they saw on the fucking Disney Channel. On TV,
or their peers.
And that's and even their peers got everything. We got everything from the TV too. We were influenced by the TV, what we wore, the music we listened to. TV and radio. Now everybody's got the social media in their hands, access to it. We had the nightly news shoveling shit down our throats for 1 hour a night. Now they have the mass media in their hands 24/7, shoveling shit down their throats. And it's like, okay, all right. So you have, let's say 95% of girls want to be modest and want to be, conservative, and then you have the 5% who are out there showing their ass and their tits on, and then those 5% are, like another 10% see, oh, look at the attention these girls are getting. Maybe I'll show a little more skin too. Okay, now you got 15% of the population doing it. And you got these little girls looking at these 15% thinking, oh, look at that. Look at all the, and girls, it's all about attention, man. They want, no matter, it's just natural. Girls want attention, and guys want to give it to them. So we're, everyone's at fault here, But the whole thing today is this this feminist, I call it neo-feminism, this sexual liberation bullshit where somehow somebody thinks that it's okay for men to fuck around, and if it's okay, it's not. I don't think it's okay for men to fuck around at all. And all these little girls think, oh, well, if it's okay for men to fuck around, then they can't say anything to me when I start to fuck around too.
Right.
And now you have, another 30% of the girls dressing this way on social media and fucking around, and all the rest of them are thinking, well, what the fuck are we waiting for? Look how easy it is to get attention from men. And you just got this complete mess of young girls dressing like they're 30s, doing coke and fucking all sorts of drugs in their early 20s, and just it's all because of the social media. Because
it's pills now.
They're all in competition with each other.
It's pills now, really.
Pills?
Yeah.
They start off on the lean. Oh, lean is big everywhere now.
In the South, in the South, Midwest, maybe.
Oh, it's here.
I'm sure it's here, but the pills really, really the thing that they're all doing. But no, you're right, because you get 13-year-old girls with a Facebook account, and they get to watch other girls that are twice their age twerking, shaking their ass, and just they are being the type of woman that they don't want us to treat them like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you are being the type of girl that
you don't want to be treated like.
That you don't want me to treat you like, but
right. You don't want to be called a slut, but you're gonna dress like one.
Act like one. You're gonna be one.
Yeah.
Do you know who Jesse Lee Peterson is?
Yeah, I know.
Oh man,
I love that guy.
I love him. There was a video he did.
I gotta be quiet about my admiration for him though.
He had
that part out.
What is that? What is the chick's name that was with Kanye West and then she married Wiz Khalifa? Is it Amber Rose? It was Amber Rose. He had her on the show. I think it was her. I believe it was her.
He asked if she's a slut.
And they were talking about the whole slut thing, and she goes, "Well, what's a slut? What's a slut?" And he goes, "Well, it's a girl who sleeps around with a lot of guys." And then she goes, "Well, what's a guy who sleeps around with a lot of girls?" And he goes, "A slut maker." Oh, it was great. It was so good.
Still wrong though.
Oh, it was great.
I completely disagree. I mean, I kind of, I don't regret my past. I've always respected women. I've never slept around. It was.
I don't believe that. You look like you slept around.
Yeah, with this fucking face, right? Women are just gonna jump into bed with me, right? You'd be surprised, but anyway.
Yeah.
No, like I always tried to respect women, and that was I probably would have been a lot more successful if I hadn't respected women, because I'm learning that like my approach was always like, talk to the girl, get to know her, spend a little time on her, spend some money on her, ask her out, fuck, that doesn't work. Now you gotta meet the girl and tell her you want to bang her the moment you meet her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're the nice guy, you get friend zoned, and that's where you stay. Oh, you want to date me? That's so cute. Wait over here until I'm 30. I'm gonna fuck all these guys for now. And then when I hit the wall and nobody wants to fuck me anymore, then I'll come to you.
Yeah. You know what I noticed works for me now? Because there's a lot of chicks. I ain't going to say it because you might know quite a few, but I've hooked up with quite a few girls through Facebook that I know from the old neighborhood from a while back. You might know some of them. I ain't going to say any name. And one, I guess the only quality about
Probably
me.
dealing with the same girl, dude.
one of the only qualities that I have is that I age pretty well. So now these are girls that didn't give me any play back in the days, and now we're older, and now they're looking at me and they're like, shit, he looks good. Yeah. When I was 20, I wouldn't give him any booty. Right. But I'll give him some booty now. And I'm like, oh, I'll take some booty now, thank you.
Yeah, it's the whole seducer provider thing, Now you look like you have a job. Now you look like you can provide.
Maybe, but they don't get nothing from me. I'm like, I'm not with that. Like, we're two adults. Right. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. I don't have to pay you. I'm not giving you anything.
You don't have 23, 24-year-old girls coming up to you.
I'm in college.
Possibly.
I'm in college.
Oh, okay.
So I ain't gonna brag or nothing. But but I'm not spending any. Like, I mean, we'll go out to eat. I have no problem with buying somebody something to eat. I'm not cheap. Yeah, but if I gotta really start doing this, then it's not worth it.
I should go back to college. Oh fuck! Now my wife can't watch this video. Shit.
Oh yeah, no! Don't let her do that. But but I'm not spending any money. We're adults. You're coming over. We do what adults do. That's that. Then when they leave, they're like, call me an Uber, and I'm like, okay, great, you're an Uber. Bye, bitch. No. I'm not. You're an Uber. Get the fuck out. No, I don't. No. I. You know what? Even through all my life, all the girls that I did sleep with that were known for just being sluts, I never mistreated them. I treated them with respect, even though I know that they were sluts. Even if all my friends had them, and it was like, there's no need for me to treat you,
I never
less than a human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got out of the neighborhood. I never stayed in the neighborhood. Like, I don't know any of the girls in Starrett. First of all, I went to elementary school and junior high school with the name Serge. All right. Nobody in Starrett was going to sleep with me.
Nobody wanted you.
So I dated a couple of girls in Starrett, but then shit changed when I got into high school because I started working out and like at the beginning of 8th grade, I started working out and pumping up. So by the time I got into high school, I was the most muscular freshman in the school. Nobody's working out, before high school. I was one of the few in the garage school.
Yeah.
Willie was the janitor there.
I remember Willie. I remember him.
At the end after the school day, he'd open up his private little gym and he'd let us work out.
That was Raymond was the older black dude. Willie was the Spanish dude, the tall, skinny Spanish dude.
Yeah, with the mustache.
Yeah, I remember him.
Willie was a cool guy.
Yeah.
So he had this thing as if it were an after school thing, where for weight training. And it was just like me and two friends who signed up for it. We stuck through it. We stuck with it through the whole year.
You mentioned Lagros before. You were on the Starrett judo team?
Not on the team, no. The first year he started that, I joined. It was only in the school.
Right.
There was nothing going on. There was a tournament at the end of the year.
Yeah, the Starrett Cup.
I got the lowest score. I was skinny. I was small. And like. The second worst fighter put me down by accident, just by knocking me back while we were side by side holding.
Do you remember who? You remember what kid?
Winston was his name.
No.
He was also there just like the first year. Neither of us went on with it. You know, later on, I joined the boxing club. I learned to box, and I mean that's where I continued to work out and stuff. But like when I got into high school, when the name Sergey dropped, you had to see that first teacher I went through with the name Sergey for. Don't forget, I got held back in 7th grade, so I had to deal with the name Sergey for 9 years. Okay.
Yeah, and kids are so mean.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're so mean.
Cruel. Holy shit. How the fuck did I survive? But you know what? I'm glad they did that to me though.
They used to call you gay for short.
Are you kidding me? They used to come up every day. I'd walk into the school. I'd hear from in stereo surround. Hey, Sergey, are you gay today? From everyone.
So even teachers too, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. Yo, I used to cry, man. They used to fuck with me so bad. But at the end, like, I'm kind of glad they did it because you can't insult me now.
Yeah.
My
you know, I
so
think there was an interesting book I just read from Jonathan Haidt. It's called The Coddling of the American Mind. He's a psychologist from NYU, and he wrote about why the kids are so fragile, why we have this generation of students that are so fragile.
Because we're not smacking them.
Because it's pretty much because like what we went through, where kids are mean, and we didn't have what he calls safetyism when we were growing up. We had to deal with the name calling. We had to deal with
safetyism came after the beating. That was
Well, according to him, it started really when they started putting missing kids on milk cartons, and every household was fitted with a television. We were watching the news at night, and the news would report missing kids, which it still doesn't happen very often. Mm-hmm. And it began us starting to supervise our children a lot more, and then against, we don't want them being bullied and picked on. We don't want them getting hurt. And little by little, we just started
fucking them up.
Yeah, because we're over supervising them to the point that all the way up until college, they're still being supervised, and then they go to college, and now they're looking at like the staff and the faculty members as the new parents that are there to protect them from name calling and all that stuff. Yeah. So like we grew up in that time when we went outside, we played outside, we got into fights, we had to deal with getting picked on, we had to deal with bullies, we got dirty, we didn't have peanut allergies, which he talks about that too, about why we have peanut allergies, because we're trying to prevent kids from eating peanuts because they might have an allergy, but it's like if you don't let them eat peanuts, then they don't build up resistance, an immune for peanuts. Right. That's why we're seeing more kids with peanut allergies. So pretty much this new generation, they have peanut allergy everywhere.
They're weak.
Their whole lives is just peanut allergy.
And you know what I noticed? And I keep telling people, the modern 21-year-old is not an adult. We were adults at 21, 22.
Right. Also, that's another thing he spoke about, that they're taking longer to become adults.
If we were kicked out of the house at 21, 22, it was because it was time. Now today's kids are not ready to leave the house.
No, they're like 40 years old, fucking still living at home.
Well, you know what? I think you're ready at 27, 28 nowadays, 26. But like, if you're sending your child out of the house at 21, 22, you're preparing them for failure. You're preparing for them to become addicts. You're throwing them out into a world where they're at the mercy of the thousands of people they're competing with on their social media.
Right.
And that's all you're doing. And they're not thinking of work. Everybody's thinking, oh, I'm going to be famous. This social media thing is going to make me a star. And everybody's got the same mentality, and they don't understand that there's not enough room for all these fucking stars.
Yeah, you're not to mention that you're looking at like maybe 1%. Like I'm fully prepared to not make it at what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm expecting to not make it doing what I'm doing.
That's the only way. I'm
not going to make it. This is a hobby. I'm just going to have fun.
Fail, right?
Yeah, I'm going to fail. I failed at everything, so why not fail at this too? I failed at judo. I failed at being a comic. I failed at being a plumber. I'm going to fail in school.
I don't think you failed at being a comic. Yeah.
Well, I gave up. I gave up for school.
Oh, you did?
I gave up for school. Oh, I wanted to earn a degree, because once I earn it, I can't fail at it.
So I got to take some of your jokes, man. My jokes are getting old.
Oh, my jokes are just...
I
couldn't, not to cut you off, but I couldn't be a comic anymore because I'm too offensive. And this new non-offensive approach to comedy, what's going on right now, it just won't work. My career will never go anywhere.
Yeah, like this one joke. I don't think it's going to fly on stage. Homosexuality.
Not personally, but I heard of it.
I don't think it's a choice. I think you're born gay.
Right.
You know why? You know how I know that it's not a choice? Because there are gay black people out there. You don't have some gay guy sitting at home going, you don't have some black guy sitting at home going, you know, this being black thing, it's too easy.
Yeah, I want to up it.
Let's up it a bit. I'm gonna add gay to that.
That joke got someone in trouble.
Yeah, right.
That joke got someone. I forgot his name. I think he was an Indian American comic that was performing at like Columbia University or something.
Right.
And he did that joke, and they pulled him off stage.
I heard that somewhere. Right.
Yeah,
that's where I got.
They pulled him off stage, and here he is, you know, pretty much standing up for the gay community, saying, you know, you're not, you know, you're born this way.
He got that joke from the audience too. Someone in the audience told him that joke. Because what you think I'm black, and I woke up and I said, what? It's not enough. I'm going to be gay too.
Yeah. And then next up, I'm going to chop my legs off because I want to be disabled. Now he's making fun of the disabled people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They actually came up to him and told him you can't do jokes.
Yeah, I mean it was.
What the fuck are people laughing at? You got to do chicken crossing the road.
You
jokes?
know, one of the only professions that should never ever be tampered with is comedians.
Right.
You should never. First of all, it's the First Amendment. That's number one. Number two, they are there to push the envelope. They are there to push the boundaries of what could be said and what cannot be said. They are the modern day philosophers.
Jesters.
And you're not supposed to tamper with comics. They're supposed to have a free range to just say whatever it is they want to say in a joke form.
Well, the left is not going to allow that.
No.
In this world, you can't say anything on stage anymore. It's got to be.
No, you can't.
Everything's got to be.
It's so bad that Jerry Seinfeld said he will not do colleges. Seinfeld will not do colleges.
Wow.
That's it. It's over with.
Well, I don't know if anybody can do colleges now.
I mean, if Seinfeld can't do colleges, then the world needs to just end right now.
Yeah, Seinfeld's pretty clean too.
I mean, who's cleaner than Seinfeld?
Yeah.
He doesn't curse. He doesn't do inappropriate humor. He said he was doing a show, and he was. I forgot whose show he was on. It was a late night show, and he said he realized all the change when he was doing a show, and the jokes he was doing was about everyone on their cell phone. He was like, you look into the audience. He was telling the audience this. You look into the audience, and everyone is just sitting there on their phone, and they're swiping their phone like a gay French king. They're like,
Oh my God, that pissed off the gays, the French, and the kings.
Yeah. and he said everyone got silent, and the whole mood changed, and that's when he just realized that it's just like this is it. Chris Rock said he won't do colleges anymore. Dave Chappelle made a comment about the sensitivity in the audience members nowadays. A few people. Bill Burr speaks out against it all the time.
Milo still does colleges.
Milo still, yeah. I love Milo.
Milo, yeah.
I love Milo.
Yeah, I like Milo.
I used to hate him, and then I started like watching him, and I'm like, I love this dude.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, man. Everybody's trying to shut up the right. And it's not that everyone's trying to shut the left. The left has all the freedom. To speak.
They can do whatever they want.
You know, but if you say something from the right, if they hear something from the right, you're racist.
Yeah.
You're sexist. You're a misogynist, male pig. It's there's no way out of it. You know, and they're going to keep growing in numbers because they that's the side that requires less thought, and people don't want to think.
Feelings.
Right.
Yeah, it's all about your feelings. Facts mean nothing.
I don't want to be offended. I don't care about the facts. Don't hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Dude, your feelings.
You know what gets me? Out of all of them, it's really the self-loathing white liberal that's the problem. It really is, because they're so busy out there white knighting for all of the world, trying to save the ears of every person in the world from hearing something we have to say. It's remarkable. I had an argument with a friend of mine recently, and we were talking about the Minnesota Congresswoman, Congresswoman Omar. I don't know if you know about it. She's the Somali American Congresswoman or whatever, and she's made a shit ton of anti-Semitic remarks. And now there's there's rumor that she might have married her own brother just for immigration purposes.
That's the one who tweeted it's all about the Benjamins.
That she tweeted it's all about the Benjamin and all that, and then
paying them when they said IPAC. Right?
Yep, and I asked him about it. I said, how do you feel about her? And he said, anything that makes white people nervous, and he's white. And I said, I don't understand what you mean.
Right.
And every time we have a political discussion, he's always just his whole stance is, and he makes it. I mean, he blatantly says it. It's against white people, and I'm like, bro, you're white.
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is with all the white males on the left. They're all just trying to get laid.
Maybe.
They're all
maybe
a bunch
so.
of virgins trying to get some pussy. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
yeah, they're trying to be
I'm dead
sneaky.
serious.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single liberal alpha in my fucking life.
Yeah, they don't exist.
No, they don't, right?
No, because alpha. I think alpha in Greek means Republican.
Oh, because all I see is a bunch of guys with like 4 girls behind them, and they're trying to speak, with this. My balls have a healthier beard than most of these guys, man.
I don't have a healthy beard.
No, it looks okay.
No.
It looks okay for
I shave it off. That's why I shave.
You have light hair. That's why.
Yeah.
But
Damn it, Mike.
you see these complete cocks on the left, and it's like, dude, no one's sleeping with you. Just say the right thing. You're not gonna get laid with this rhetoric. You're white knighting all these pussy hat wearing liberal sluts. I don't know what else to if you're wearing a pussy hat and you're walking around half naked, with the word slut written across your chest at a slut walk, what do you want me to call you?
Yeah. They call themselves a slut, right? And then you call them a slut, and they get all mad.
Yeah, right.
They get all pissed off. It's like
meanwhile they're walking around naked. Come on, there are fucking children watching.
Yeah.
There are little girls watching you, thinking, I want to be like her one day.
Have you ever gone to a gay parade?
No, but I once walked into, I thought was a gay bar, but I walked in there and it was like just 40 guys circle jerking each other. I didn't stay long. No, I've never been to a gay parade.
I as a New Yorker, I've been around some of this. I'm not too bothered. I mean,
I picture there are lots of centipedes there.
Oh my God! Oh, the human centipede. Oh man! I was with my kids one day, and we came out of Barnes and Noble. I'm a big reader, and I turned my kids into big readers since they were very young. I always encouraged reading.
I was able to do that with one kid. Go on.
We're walking down the block, and the parade was there, and you can hear it from blocks away. And my daughter was old enough to know, I guess maybe through social media or something. She was like, I want to go to the parade. I want to go to the parade. And I was like, I was trying to say no, and then she was getting upset. So I'd make like a right, and I'm like purposely going in the wrong direction. I thought I was, and acting like we were trying to find the parade.
We're here!
I walked, once we got close enough where she was able to look up the block and saw the parade, That's it. I had to take her. And we get there, and a bunch of floats are going by, and I saw a bunch of floats. I was like, okay, not so bad. It was whatever. Then the float of all men in their underwear, grinding on each other and kissing, tonguing each other down.
I have no problem.
Yeah, okay, be gay, fine. I don't give a shit.
In your bedrooms.
Yeah, whatever. But it's like, how am I like? Why didn't you guys show up and act the way all of us act and do your parade and show everyone that you are just like us?
Right. Yeah,
okay, fine, no big deal.
Yeah.
But when you do those type of antics, it's like, how do you get support from the public?
Yeah.
Like, who is? Yeah. How do you expect?
You see, they're not looking to gain support. They're looking to impose.
Yeah.
They want to force you to support them.
Yeah.
It's like, we're gonna put this in your face. We don't give a fuck how you feel about it. We're gonna make you like it.
Yeah, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love this dick.
Yeah.
You're gonna take this dick. And you're gonna love this dick.
Man, you say that so well, man. You have so much experience with that.
Oh man.
Actually, you can say that to girls.
Oh, fuck. It's just terrible. It's terrible. I mean, whatever. You're gay, that's your problem. But
yeah, right. Listen.
But you know what? Even if the float was heterosexual, even if it was male and female, and they were acting like that, they're behaving like that, it's still like, have a little decency. Put your clothes back on. Stop grinding and kissing each other. Stop dry humping in public. And there's kids here.
Yeah.
It's like, this is why we are being demoralized as a nation. Every year we're getting more and more immoral. It's just insane.
It's all going down the fucking drain, man.
It is. And I argue, and I'm going to argue a Nietzsche point. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's Nietzsche right there on the wall. He said in I believe it was Genealogy. Was it Genealogy of Morals? I believe so. And he says that God is dead and we killed him, and now there's not enough water to wash the blood off the street, and next comes nihilism. This is exactly what he meant. He didn't mean that we killed God in a physical way. Mm-hmm. He meant that, being that we were in the time period that we were in, we moved into the scientific revolution, and we moved, further away from the belief of God and religion and stuff. Mm-hmm. And now that we don't have, that belief as much anymore, that we're going to start becoming more nihilistic. And I think he hit the nail on the head. So as an atheist, I grappled with that for a while until I finally realized he's actually right. as we move as a nation further and further into atheism, and we move away from God, we're moving further and further into nihilism, where we no longer have a meaning for anything, and it's just a free-for-all, do what the fuck you want. And now we are completely immoral.
Well, you know what? Neil deGrasse Tyson said that God exists in an ever-receding pocket of ignorance.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that, but it's not just that we no longer have respect for God. It's that we don't have any respect for morals. It's the morality that's gone. Now it's I don't like what you're doing. I think what you're doing is immoral. I think that fucking children is immoral. Oh, by you telling me that fucking children is immoral, you're hurting my feelings. That's the next step.
Oh, it's coming.
And I'm still in contact with my college literature professor, and she's a smart cookie, man. She's the one who kind of opened my eyes to what's going on in the world. She introduced me to 1984.
Great book.
She's also a right-wing conservative, and she said to me, Egypt, Greece, Rome, Persia, all fell when the gender roles started switching. When the men started to dress like women, it all fell apart. And they did that in all four of those societies. Towards the end, the men started dressing like women. They wanted to be treated like women. The women wanted to be treated like men. They wanted equal rights, and they had in Greece and Rome, the women had equal rights. They chose to do the right. I'm not gonna say to do the right thing. Most of them chose to stay home and take care of the home and the kids. But if you're a woman in Greece, you can work. If you're a woman in Rome, you can work. But it's happening here now. The gender roles are switching, and it's all going right down the front.
Yeah. Look at the women of Sparta. The women in Sparta had to be educated in political affairs, because the men would go out and fight, so the women would have to stay back and handle political issues.
That was their downfall.
Women in politics.
Well, that explains it.
Damn it!
That's why they ain't around.
And that's why you can't be president. All right? You're an Uber. Get the fuck out, bitch.
No, I want a woman president. I want a female president. I want a good, strong,
a qualified
conservative,
one. A qualified one, right?
Yeah,
right,
a qualified woman, not a fucking thief who somehow. How many billions of dollars disappeared?
Oh, they were given like $12 billion or something like that,
yeah.
and like half of it just disappeared from the Clinton administration. The Clinton Foundation.
Yeah, the Clinton Foundation.
Just disappeared. The Haitians absolutely hate the Clintons.
Yeah,
they hate the Clintons.
They abused them. They wiped the fucking floors with them.
And that was the perfect time for the Republicans to scoop in and be the hero of the day. That was the time that they needed to enter into Haiti and save the day and be the heroes that the Haitians needed. And that would have also helped the black community here in America and the Caribbean community to want to give a second look to the Republican Party.
You know what I heard Jon Stewart say?
John Stuart Mill?
Huh? What?
Who?
Jon Stewart,
the comedian, yeah.
And just before, I think he timed his exit from that show pretty well. Because he would have hated to support Trump on air.
Yeah.
Okay. He's very quiet about it. He's very careful about his wording about this. But when he was asked, how do you feel about Trump? He said, I think Trump makes sense. I think it makes sense that he got elected. It's pretty much saying that you had, career politicians all this time. And now you have someone who's not a politician, who's a businessman, who's going to come in and straighten some shit out. But if he was, I'm pretty sure that if he was on the Daily Show, they would have asked him to leave, because I'm pretty sure he would have been a Trumper.
Oh yeah, you when you're in Hollywood, if you are not so secured in your career, you cannot speak out. Like there's a few guys that can speak out because they're so secure in their position that there's nothing you could do about it. You can't take them down.
Robert De Niro?
Oh, fuck him. What a piece of shit he turned out to be. But look at James Wood. James Wood has no chill. He doesn't give a shit. You see him on Twitter? He openly supports the president.
Yeah.
Yep. And he doesn't care. He takes shots at liberals all the time. So Clint Eastwood openly supports.
Doesn't get much work, does he?
No, I think he's still doing his thing. I don't think he cares anymore. He made his money. He put his time in. He's older. He just doesn't give a shit. What are you going to do to a man like that? He's probably sitting on a really nice retirement.
James Wood?
James Woods, yeah.
Yeah, Woods or Wood? Woods.
Is it Wood? I don't know.
I
I'm gonna add the S just in case.
blonde hair.
Yeah, older dude who's been in a million movies.
I think I know what you're talking about.
But there's quite a few people that stand up and they speak their mind, and it's like, well, what are you going to do to me? You can't do anything to me. I'm already I solidified my position in this business. That
is Kanye still rapping?
He's still rapping.
Yeah.
He is still
His audience is still there.
It's still there.
Yeah. Oh, so he sided with Trump, and his audience is still around.
And they're still there. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe a bunch of free thinkers. Maybe a bunch of people thinking for themselves.
The newer generation. It's a weird thing because we have our issues with the I generation, right? The Generation Z. Well, no, the millennials was right before that. So I think some people put it at like starting at like the year 95 and up is the Generation Z, the iGen, for the internet generation. Right. That's because they were born and their entire life was internet. Where millennials are split between non-internet and then the internet, right? The iGens were born, their entire life was internet, so they're called the internet generation.
They're fucked.
They are split because there's a lot of them, and I'm noticing this, that don't go with this whole social justice warrior nonsense. So especially in the gaming community, that's where a lot of things started in the gaming community.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff started. A lot of the memes that we're seeing came from the gaming community.
Yeah.
And these are younger people. A lot of them are either millennials or iGens, and they're not with the social justice warrior bullshit.
Yeah, my stepson, he plays a lot of what the hell's that game? Come on, what's that game everyone's playing?
I don't know that game. Fortnite.
Fortnite, that's the one, right? And everyone he plays with on the other end, they're all
they love Trump,
conservatives,
and they like Trump. Yep, and
like
this
Trump.
is where from what I was reading, this is where the alt-right came from, because these were young people who laughed at the liberals and the Democrats, saw them for what they are, laughed at them, but was too young and they couldn't identify with the conservative viewpoint because they're like, we're young, we're not conservatives, So, but they were on the right, so they were on the right.
Now they're just stepping into college.
So that's where the term alt-right came from, because they were like, well, we're the right, but we're the alternative to the right. We're not that old, decrepit conservative. Right. We're the young conservative that's still cool.
Right.
And that's where the alt-right came from. But then the alt-right was hijacked by what it is today.
Right. Yeah. And the alt-left. Well,
which is the entire Democratic Party at this time.
Is the whole left.
Yeah.
The whole fucking left. Yeah.
Excuse me, but I'm like progressive.
I feel so bad. For the guys who have to, for the young, born after the year 2000 kids.
Yeah.
Who are trying to deal with, just every aspect of life. You got to be quiet in school. You can't speak a conservative thought.
No, you can't.
Dating for a guy in college is impossible.
Yeah,
it's impossible. You can't talk to a girl.
Everything's sexual harassment.
You get Me Too'd.
Yeah.
When I was in college, you come up to, what do you say? Hey, what's up? What are you doing tonight? Let's go grab a drink. Today, let's go grab a drink means,
you raped me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you see this new meme? Regret is not equal to rape.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that gets around a lot.
If that's the case, you might have raped a lot of women in your life there, bro, Serge.
I'll plead the fifth. I'll take the fifth on that. No, I've never raped anyone.
Yeah. No. But
I did have.
According to these progressives, we rape women every day of the week.
Oh, by looking at them.
Yeah, just by looking at them, you rape them. Yeah, they've completely turned everything on its head. This whole intersectionality and this feminist nonsense. I'm so glad that fell on the floor. I'm so glad that fell on the floor. It was so fucking annoying. But this whole intersectionality, feminist, postmodernist bullshit, where they're able to just look at the world in this with an arbitrary whim and this subjective viewpoint and just make things out of whatever the fuck they want to. And that's it. And, the world is what they want it to be at the moment they want it to be, and they can change it at any moment. And that's it. So you can go from having a nice conversation to sexually assaulting, a woman just in a conversation.
The funny thing about that is, they'll Me Too you for talking to them, okay? But when you actually take a look into how many women are actually physically assaulted,
it cheapens it.
And no, when you actually look at how many women don't report these things when it actually happens, but then they'll say something like, "Oh, he looked at me. Oh, he catcalled me."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So wait a minute. You're gonna say something about this guy who catcalled you, but that guy who grabbed your ass in college last week.
Right. You didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
But
why? He's the intended audience. That's
right. Well, here's the problem when it's not reported. Like, I want to believe you, but of course there's going to be a lot of sexual assaults that happen and women don't report it. They feel shameful. They're embarrassed.
Right.
There's a host of reasons of why they wouldn't want to report it.
Right.
But if it's not reported, it's like I can't just accept that this happened to you just because you said so if you don't report it. Because now anyone can say it happened. Anyone can claim that this happened to them. Right. So when they're like, this is how many women were raped, we know this because these are actual reports and this was investigations and these are the ones that are proven to be true. And then we have them here, and then it's like, this is how many are true, and then it's like, but this is how many we've had that have been unreported. It's like, well, how do you know if they haven't been reported? You're asking women. You're just, it's same thing with men. If men won't admit it, but if you ask men about being sexually assaulted or something or whatever the case may be, and they don't report, or men who are injured on the job, because we're a higher rate of being injured or killed at work-related injuries or deaths. And it's like, all the men can say, yeah, I got hurt at my job all the time. It's like, well, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How badly did you get hurt? Do you report it? Because if it's not reported,
it
doesn't count. I have permanent blurry vision in my right eye from getting hurt at work. And I didn't report it.
Right.
So it doesn't count.
Right.
It doesn't count. I mean, who's going to take me serious if I mean, you might. It's a very light situation because it's just an injury at work, and you can't compare it to sexual assault.
Yeah.
But still, if you don't report it, you can't just later on bring it up and add that to the statistics, and it counts. It doesn't count. It's not reported.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's the thing. Like guys, we get injured all the time. We're always getting hurt.
Right.
Work, because we're fucking stupid. We're doing stupid shit. We're playing with knives and
harmonicas and shit. Yeah.
But like to us, it's like, oh, okay, I got hurt. Big deal. It happens to me all the time. I'm not going to report it. So is that the same thing for women? Is that like what I'm always getting groped, so I'm not going to report this one?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I want to believe them, but it's like I don't want to condemn anyone just because you said so.
Yeah, it makes it so difficult.
It's like when I meet like any of my friends or any guy that I know and tells me whatever about his wife. Oh, my ex-wife, she's a fucking cunt. She did. I guess so. I don't know. I mean, I'm supposed to just believe you because you're telling me. I mean, maybe you're the dick. Yeah. Maybe her leaving you was the best thing she could have done in her life. You know what I mean? Okay, you're telling me this. I'm taking it off of face value. I mean,
when it comes to somebody telling you something,
it's just you're just someone telling me something.
I want it on video.
Yeah. And look at the nonsense they came up with, the 1 in 4 women being raped on college campuses. And it turns out that this came from a study where they did a survey. They just sent out surveys. They asked people, and the real number that they came up with was 1 in 5. But according to FBI, Justice Department, and other authorities, it's actually something like 1 in 58 women raped in college campuses. I mean, it's just
right at all.
Again, if you don't report it, it doesn't count. So we know of 1 in 58. It could be 1 in 56. It could be 1 in 42. It could be 1 in 39. We don't know if you don't report it. Yeah. We can't just make up an arbitrary number and say that's what it is. So 1 in 58 is what we know of.
And that's the problem. So much of it goes unreported, and then they want to tell us, and then they want to blame us for everything. Well, you know what? If you report this, ladies, if you report what happens to you, okay, if you don't report it, then you can't complain about it. You gotta report it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go out and claim that all men are so bad, and you can't back it up with your numbers, then you have nothing.
You know what? It's not only that, but if you look at how we would all benefit from it, because if you really are raped, the dude who did it needs to go to jail.
Right.
Because he might rape someone else's daughter or sister or wife or girlfriend. He might be bold enough to do it again. You need to report it. How am I supposed to, I worry about my daughter, even though she don't speak to me, but still, I worry about my daughter, your wife, your sister, your mom, my sister, my mom. I mean, all the women in the world, even if I, whether I know them or not. So if you don't report it, and especially if you know who it is, if you know the person, like you need to report it. But then, it gets into the other category of how many of the reports are fake, how many of them are bullshit. Which I'm pretty sure that they get caught up in that. They get caught up in that. It's hard to pull something like that off. They do get caught lying.
Right. Who was that? Who was that in the 80s? Was it Tawana Brawley?
The Tawana Brawley case was one.
Yeah.
Look at the Kobe Bryant. Look at Kobe Bryant with the girl in Colorado in the hotel. She lied.
Yeah.
Look at DMX. He took a stripper home, had sex with her. She left, called the cops, said he raped her. Detectives came, investigated, and they ended up arresting her. She lied. So it happens, but I think the cops are pretty good with this.
Yeah,
they're pretty good at this. If you're gonna bullshit them, they're gonna find out. They're gonna find out.
Who was that guy pissing on kids?
R. Kelly.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't do all the shit they said he did. No, okay.
Yeah. What a
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
These parents are just giving their fucking children to him.
Oh yeah. They're like, yeah, hey girl, go twerk in front of R. Kelly. Let him pee on you.
See,
break me off some bread.
That's a big problem, with parents too. Parents think, oh, okay, my 20-year-old girl is in the good hands of this 40-year-old pervert who has some money. It's the parents' fault too. They see a little bit of money, they think their child's going to be okay. That's not the case. That's not how it is.
I think a lot of the girls he targeted, though, these young girls, I think a lot of them were young neighborhood girls that didn't, most likely didn't have fathers, and the mom probably didn't have much control over them, or maybe the mom trusted them. I don't think these girls, are really running home and saying, I'm messing with a 48-year-old man, or I'm banging R. Kelly tonight. You know what I mean? Oh, and maybe some of them did. Maybe some of them ran home and told their mom that that they're hanging out with R. Kelly, and the mom was like, "You go, girl."
Yeah.
You let him pee on you.
Everything.
Bring me home a cup of his urine.
Oh, fuck. Hold the cup under your chin.
Just put it in your tits, girl. Put it right in your bra. Take that shit home. You twerk that shit.
Oh, man. Everything is so fucked up, man, with that and with sexual harassment. And, the world is no... Did you see that Gillette commercial?
I saw the Gillette commercial, yeah. Oh, it was so cringeworthy.
What the fuck was that all about? And it's like... everything about that fucking commercial. Men are evil. Men are evil. Men are evil. Oh, wait. No, white men are evil.
Yeah.
What? And that whole commercial was done by this feminist lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even want to say her name. Fuck her. I know her name. I'm not gonna tell anybody her name. She doesn't deserve the credit for anything. She's just a complete. I don't know how does Gillette say, "Hey, you feminist lesbian, come make our ad for us.
Come make a social
selling
justice.
razors to men."
Yeah. Let's demonize the group that's buying our product. Yeah, that's what we want to do.
Yeah, right. Let's tell the people who've been supporting us how fucked up they are.
Especially white men, because we know black men get bumps from shaving. They don't shave. They don't use razors much. They don't.
Yeah, he said that, not me.
They don't. I did say that. I grew up with black people. I mean, I know that the men. First of all, they don't really grow hair like that as much. They're not really hairy people, and a lot of them get razor bumps. They don't use razors.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. A lot of them. I mean, not all of them. Of course, not all of them, but a lot of them they don't mess with razors.
I get razor bumps once in a while.
Yeah, people do in general. So once in a while, I get on my neck. My neck gets really, really irritated from the razor.
And the fucked up thing about Gillette is that just a couple of years ago, they were advertising with girls dressed in like these fucking tight plastic suits with the word Gillette written across their asses.
Yeah, I saw that.
And now Gillette's like, oh yeah, we were just baiting you.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. I threw out all my Gillette shit.
I won't buy it. I use an electric razor.
Harry's. Sometimes I'll shave with my knife.
Yeah. Why not? You probably do. You probably like that kind of shit. Cut yourself. You look like you cut yourself.
I could never get this thing sharp enough. I sharpen it and sharpen it and sharpen it. Look, you see, I fucking wore it out over here already. Right. See how it's worn out over here?
I carry my work knife. My
holy shit.
Yeah, this is my Milwaukee blade. Oh, it's actually a very, very good knife. It's very strong. It stays sharp. And I use it for work.
Yeah.
I use it for work.
It stays sharp?
It stays sharp, yeah. It's a very good knife.
It's a good knife. Mine gets dull after cutting a box open.
You know how much trouble we would get into walking around with this here in New York City?
With these knives?
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
No, you're not.
No?
That's called the gravity knife. Nope.
This is not a gravity
It's a folding knife, yeah. Yep.
No,
you're
it
not
has to be
allowed to
spring assisted for it to open, and this one don't even open all the way. I tightened it a
Yep.
little.
Nope. There are no blades allowed in New York City. You are not allowed to defend yourself here.
Really? Cops have seen this on me.
They don't bother me.
I get pulled over for smoking weed. Not pulled over. I get stopped for smoking weed outside. They search me. They find this. They say, all right, just keep this in your pocket.
Yeah, they don't bother me. I'm always in my work clothes. They see me in my work clothes, my tools and shit.
Who doesn't
They
carry a
don't-
knife in New York?
You know what I'm saying?
I live in fucking Canarsie. You know, if you're not carrying a
Oh,
knife,
you need to
bang
carry
it.
a fucking rocket launcher. If
Yeah,
you're
you
in
gotta
Canarsie.
carry something.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
gotta carry
yeah.
something.
Definitely have to carry something in that neighborhood, boy.
Fucking guy came up right in my face like 3 days ago.
Mm.
He comes up to me. I don't know. He had a problem with somebody in the grocery store or something.
And he thought you were the guy's cousin or some shit.
I don't know.
He thought you were from Yemen.
But he's like, he comes up around the corner. He comes right up to my face. Yo, what's up? What's up? I'm like, give me 1 second. I'll have my bike. I put the kickstand down. I stand back. I'm like, what you gonna do now? Come on, let's go. Little deep Russian accent.
Yeah. Sounding like you live around the corner
You
from
think
me.
this is bad neighborhood?
Oh man, I think the time is up though, man. We did.
Oh, that sucks.
We had this was actually a good show.
Yeah.
This I think this hour and 30 minutes that we did
I
was.
didn't get into half the shit I wanted to get into.
No, you didn't, but you'll be back to do it again.
Maybe.
Definitely, no, definitely.
Maybe.
This was definitely a very good.
Maybe if there are girls here next time.
Probably not.
Yo, I really can't let my wife see this fucking podcast.
I don't know what to tell you, but this is going up. This is
right,
going up,
okay.
and
Go for it.
I'm gonna post it on your Facebook.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
that's that. But
do what you
it
gotta
was
do.
definitely great having you. This turned out to be a very, very, very good show. It was funny.
Next time I'll bring donuts.
You'll bring donuts next time.
I tried to bring donuts, but I thought, fuck this guy.
Yeah, fuck him, man. This guy's probably a dick. He's a dick on Facebook. He's probably a dick in real life.
No, you're not a dick.
Thanks, I appreciate that, Serge.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit. All right, well, there's Serge. Say goodbye. And, where am I? There I am. All right, everyone.
Hope you guys learned something.
We're going to peace out of this one. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. And that's it. And I will see you guys on the next video.